guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, then a big, huge welcome to you. So we are on day 4 on National Epilepsy Week. And in today's video, we have a very special guest with us because I'm going to be interviewing the UK's first Black disabled comedian, who is a really good friend of mine. And let me tell you, I really am excited because this is I really cannot describe in my own words, but I am really definitely excited about this. So the comedian I'm interviewing today is Dominique Davis, or as known as Variety D. Now, Dominique has recently released a campaign on her YouTube channel promoting epilepsy awareness whilst recovering from a recent brain operation. But I won't go into too much detail because I know Dominique is going to come very soon. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Dominique Variety D Davis. So I am joined by the amazing Dominique Davis, also known as Variety D. Dominique, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Well, I'm awake now. Thanks for waking me up and looking all nice and trying to get into this get the part, being interviewed because I know you're gonna make millions. You're gonna be like, superstar and stuff. So yeah. So thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. It's such a pleasure to have you. And I know I introduced you at the beginning, but Dominique, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. So, like you heard, my name is Dominique Davis. I'm known as Variety D. I'm a variety because my heritage, I'm a mix of South American, Jamaican, and British. Basically, a drink, or should I say, a cocktail you don't want to drink. So, South American rum, Jamaican punch, and a British beer, all in one cup. Yeah, you're going toilet. But it's good to be born, good to be alive. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm wearing these shades for. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still locked down in my mum's house. So
it's so crazy how you like mixed drinks as well. I like that.
That's me. Because as people should also know, I'm also the first Black disabled comic in Britain. So if anyone wants to dispute it, holler at me on Variety D. Just please Google me, Variety letter D. Don't put 2 Ds because my boob size ain't that big. So yeah.
That's really good to know, really, because I know I've been like looking up at everything that you do, really, Dominique, and then there are so many bits that I've like really got, including one special thing that you've done recently, which we'll get to that in a minute. But the first question that I wanted to ask is that with your epilepsy that you have is called complex partial epilepsy. Have I got it right?
Yeah, slightly complex partial epilepsy.
Oh, I knew I could get the one of the names wrong, but don't worry.
It's science. It's a science. Yeah, don't stress. Even I got it wrong when I was little.
Oh, it's okay though. It's just like one of the scientific things. And then with your diagnosis, what's your story behind your diagnosis?
So I was diagnosed when I was about 8. Well, I was diagnosed with ground mal epilepsy, if I said that right, when I was 8 months old. Then I was reaching over toddler age. That's when I got the complex partial, because people back then, especially in the early 90s, misconstrued it as in misbehavior, hyperactive disorder, or something, because you can't hear. It's not that you're not listening. It's that when you have a seizure, you can't hear, you can't see, you speak like gobbledygook. You're not aware where you are. So they'll get in my neurological circumstance mixed with autism, if I'm right, or some sort of ADHD, something like that back then. Years later, I mean, my mum, fight really hard to gain the right diagnosis and have the right child neurologist, if that's right. Yeah, see, neurologist. See, these bloody words. Anyway, so I took it from there. So the problem is with society and educational institutions like my first primary school, I went to 3 down here in South London. So yeah, if you don't know, as you can tell from my voice, I'm a South Londoner and I'm proud. So and yeah, so it's been really tricky. There's been moments where I've been supported, and then there's moments where there's ignorance. But having said that, it still happens now. But because I'm older and getting wiser, you're not too old to learn something new. Um, you're starting to become more aware on that who really cares and who doesn't really care, doesn't give a damn. They're really going, oh, you got problems. No, I can't go near you. I might catch epilepsy. Oh my God. Oh, kind of thing. Now, I remember a few years ago, someone said that it seems like I've been caught by a demon spirits or something like that whenever I have a seizure, and that was rude. Brother had to go at them. She said, no, don't talk about my sister like that, because I've got two brothers who have autism. And they um, represent black boys and young black men with autism who are going to become incredible video gamers and reviewers and stuff, because we don't get to in our communities, we don't get to talk about that much, especially the older generation. Now with the new generation, and we're going to build a legacy for the next one. We're trying to break barriers, but it's hard, especially for me. Even in the world of comedy, I've been starting comedy since I was 16 years old, and I've just turned 30. So yeah, it's really weird, and I still got more to go because comedy has no age, let alone knowledge.
It's really good that you pointed out how the stigma for epilepsy is going, because I recently did some research on that, and a lot of people, the stigma has been going on for about say like 1,000 years, really, because some people intend to believe, in a religious point of view, epilepsy, according to like religious people, which probably might be carried on into the 21st century, but I don't know. But if it is, it's like
some parts of the world, yeah.
They think that it's having epilepsy is a sin against God, and you've been punished by it.
Yeah, they always think that, yeah.
Oh, it's just awful. I mean, it's so disgusting, really, to think about that as well.
Yeah, because I think the reason why I'll say some tribes, I'll say that word, tribes, yeah, will think things like that. Because you've got to remember, it's not just like big lands like Africa. There's also parts of Middle East. You've got parts of India. You've got I think parts of New Zealand as well, if I'm right. I think the Aboriginal culture. I got to look into that. Who also still believe in that it is a form of punishment. It is a sin. You especially like when you have trouble not sleeping but waking up. So when your body is not awake but your eyes are, you know where you are, but you're literally stiff. You can't move. You're not going, what can I move? So it's like you're kind of like halfway in your dreams and then in reality. So it's that kind of like derealization kind of thing. So they do see it as these old grim tale stories that you've been stuck. Or I'll give you a good example. I don't know which Harry Potter it was, but it's where literally Hermione's like this, like just going like that. As she's pointing at something. It's like she had a seizure. You know what I'm saying? And they have to go and find some antidote to go and save her, from that. So it's they do see it as those old so say methodic type of things. And it's a shame. A lot of people think that they think they combine those things together because of either religious views or cult. You got to remember there's difference between being a religious person and cultish, and then you've got ones who are not religious, who are atheists, but they believe in these conspiracies. So you've got those three there. That's a lot. That's one too many.
It does sound like that, really. And then moving on from that into like a personal stuff, because you said you were diagnosed at 18 months.
Yeah, I was 8 months old, and then that was grand mal seizures, if that pronounced that right. And then later on, when I was a toddler, got the complex partial diagnosis. Yeah. And that was like I said, my mum like literally made sure I did, like she weren't mucking about. She just made sure, okay, my daughter does not have that one. She has something else, but we need to find this out, because you got to remember in the early 90s, science and modern medicine and all that kind of stuff that we have now, technology, for instance, wasn't like as it is now back then. People thought there was only two types of epilepsies. They thought it was the one I call it shaking Stevens, so after singer, when you fall on the floor and he's just literally shaking and stuff's come out your mouth. And then you got the one where it's flashing lights, like you're allergic to Kodak and Nikon and stage. And that's not me. So yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't be a comedian. So
Oh, that's really good, really. But like when you were diagnosed, and then looking back
Yeah.
from when you were little all the way up to now, how did it really affect your life, really, in terms of getting support from your family or how you
Um,
fitted in? If that makes sense.
I mean, I still have family members that don't understand it, or like I said, some of them don't want to understand it because they think they know it all, so they give it all that, and then they'll say to me, "No, you can't come to the concert with us. It's got flashing lights," and I'm going, "I don't have photosensitive. I am sensitive to the heart. I wear my heart to my sleeve, but I'm not photosensitive." You know what I mean? So it gets on your nerves. It's like, like kind of thing. And then you've got others who think they know how to help you within your seizures, but really don't. So they'll try to put something in your mouth to try to, like hold you back and what's. No, no, that's not how you deal with complex partial. The main thing you've got to do is make sure me as a person is in a safe space, and then you put a cold flannel or something on my forehead, chest, or the back of the neck, and keep calling my name. Just going, like, it's a bit like a baptism, isn't it? Like, just keep calling my name until I wake up, you know. And it takes about duration of like 60 seconds to 2 minutes. It's tough for someone who's never come across that before, but my family, because I come across it all my life, it's just like, no, she's away with the fairies again. All right, I come. Yeah, okay. I got a cold or a sponge or something. Like, yeah, you're back now. All right, hi. Go to your bed. Go sleep. Kind of thing. Because when you after you have a seizure, you're tired. You're knackered
Mm,
because your
yeah.
brain is literally having a fight with all the atoms inside of your skull. It's having a battle. Like Stewie from Family Guy. It's really it's going mad. It's like a Marvel vs DC kind of goes like, what's going on? What's Ant-Man doing in there? you know?
Well, I could definitely really see the resemblance with Family Guy. That's just amazing, really. Because personally, I
You know
don't
what episode I
watch
was talking
that
about, it?
one.
When Stewie's in there and he's all tired. He's trying to get in there.
Oh,
Looking like Space Invaders. Like,
that's amazing. It's really good to know that because you do feel tired once you have a seizure, and
yeah,
it can make
because
you
it's the
sense of
brain.
yeah, because it can make you sense like what's going on, where am I, and
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But yeah, growing up, when you were from a child all the way up to when you went to university, because you were at Chicken Shed University, like I was. Well, Chicken Shed Theatre. Why do I call it a university?
No, because what it is, for people who don't know, Chicken Shed is actually what's it called, an affiliation association with Middlesex University. So Middlesex is Hendon, and Chicken Shed is Southgate. And before I went year before I went to Chicken Shed, I went to Arts Depot, which is in Finchley, North Finchley. So that's also affiliation to Middlesex University because they're all connected. That's their main hub, Middlesex Uni. But those other institutions they had their own thing. You see what I'm saying? Their own ethos. So yeah, Chicken Shed, as we both know because we went there, is based on predominantly disabled actors, performers, or people just want to tell their own story in their own way.
That's it. Because I really didn't know that, but yeah, I definitely forgot about that. But then also, were you ever afraid of being judged by everyone when you told them you were epileptic? And because that's the biggest worry, really, because everyone might go through the stage, really, if you feel like you're being judged by your friends, and then there will be people who think that they are your friends, but then they pretend to be your friends. And
Yeah,
because I know that we did have a talk about it just about a few weeks ago, or on your birthday when I was on Zoom for your birthday, and because
yeah,
you did talk about that as well, didn't you?
yeah, yeah. Because I don't muck about. I was tell you, I'll be like, because you got to remember, like I said earlier, I am okay. If this makes sense, I always say this all the time. I'm gonna make a probably t-shirt out of it. Chicken Shed is based in Southgate, but I am born and raised from the real gates of the South, meaning that I'm a South Londoner. I am born a Lambeth girl, so that's Borough, not an Enfield. You know what I'm saying? The only field that we know about in South London is Earlsfield. You know what I'm saying? Like we no, is a totally different thing. So on the other side of the Thames, North London, when I first went to Chicken Shed, I felt like a stranger, if that makes sense, because you'll see everyone around you, you're aware, and you're going, Yeah, you're not from my area. But even when they look at you, they're like, you're not from here either. You walk differently, you talk differently. You're not from North. We can tell. You don't smell like North. If it feels like X-Men, like I feel like I'm a mutant. I'm not going, wait, what's going on? Like kind of thing. You see? I mean, even my best friend, yeah, my best friend, I'm not sure you remember her, Shakira,
Mhm.
Shakira Badley. She was one of the students. Well, she came a few weeks later on due to family circumstances, and she was in the same class as me. And like, she was even going, "Hey, it's really different here. What?" Kind of showed that Brummie accent. Like, what was going on? Kind of thing. And she kind of she knew, and even they looked at her and went, "You're not from here." Obviously, one because of her accent, and two, she's very what's called not flamboyant, but she stands out because of like she's a fashionista, as well as a rapper and a lyricist and a poet. Which runs my family for many generations. So with me being a comedian and I have my family as well who are in the industry and her family as well, it's like, oh my god. And I think we couldn't say much. We literally said to each other, said, we're not gonna tell them who we are, where we come from. We're gonna see how Chicken Shed Theatre in particular is like as an institution for someone who they hardly know. So be more placid, give them little information that they know and take from there. So I can't say it was perfect, it was great. Da, da, da. Yeah, there were some nice elements there. I mean, look, like yourself, you know, there are lovely people who I still get in contact with. Um, but there was also the bad side of it where you had ones who are non-disabled. They think they know it all, like we said earlier, which is actually true. Good God, why is that dropping into me now? Yeah, they think they know it all, but they don't know nothing. Like we say down here, don't know F all. Like, and then you've got ones where, oh, you want the limelight. Oh, you're attention seeking. Okay. All right then. Oh, so you think you're the best rapper? Oh, you think that you're the best actress? Okay. Ego. All right then. Let's pop down an ego, shall we? Kind of thing.
Oh.
And it was like a new challenger, like a Super Smash game. It's like challenger.
Yeah,
But the problem is, you're not accepted. They don't accept the challenge because they're so scared. But they put it on the front. So I'm like, okay, all right then. When I went there and I got my degree, I nearly got excluded twice in there. I nearly got a suspension once, excluded the second time because a lot of them call me the rebel in Chicken Shed because I wasn't having it. I was just like, you're telling me what to do. Like, there's a word called ensemble.
yeah, yeah.
You're meant to do an ensemble piece with all your group, all your acting associations that you're with, your team. But when that one or two people would say, well, I'm going to be over here and you stand over here, and then they'll pull you as well and then be like, oh, you stand over here. But excuse me, what are you pulling me for? I have legs. Say left or right. If you say jump, I'm not going to say how high enough. I'm going to say, hang on a minute. Okay. Kind of thing. It was just like, no. There was a few I think, should I say teachers or the staff, the higher ups, who found out, I think it was the third term, said, you're not just a student, you actually work in the business, you're in the industry, aren't you? And I was like, yes. Because you have to go up these stairs, if I remember, because it was 9 years ago. I've never been there since. You have to go up there and you can use the institution's phone, the Chicken Shed phone, to phone somebody important. So, for instance, I always used to use the phone to update my equity association thing. And when some of the staff found out about that, they were like, "Wait a minute, who phoned equity organization?" Like, and they were like, "It was Dominique." What's Dominique phone them? Wait a minute, and then they started putting. It was like a detective code. It was like they started going, "She's not really just a student here; she's also a performer." Since 16. Good God. And at the time, it was what, 2012, 2013. So I was about 21, 22 years old. So it's like, they were like, for 6 years, she's been established. And no one's told us about this. She didn't put it on a cover letter or something like that. I said, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to show off. I'm not going to do it. I'm not that kind of person. I want to know you. I want to know how you're going to treat me, you know? So that way I know the truth, like the realism of everybody. So even when I had a seizure backstage, a lot of people were very anxious. They didn't know what to do. It it had that impact on them because they'd never seen someone with that kind of epilepsy before. So again, they thought I was being mischief. They thought I was like, being, I don't know, crazy or something. Or if I took something, either class A, class B. Nope, all I got was A plus. And it was just that they thought I was going off one. But when my best friend Shakira said to them, no, she's having a seizure, right? Come, let's put her in a safe place and get something cold. And the people that did help, genius. And I remember taking a day off. I think the production was called Globalized, and I couldn't participate in one day. And I had to participate the next following day, and it wasn't even a big part anyway. I was like, "Is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be walking up here in the middle, looking up in the frigging thing, ceiling, and walking off. What kind of part is this?" So I had my diva moment. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, "But I must start." But then I said to myself, "Oh, they don't know that you're a comedian. You've been doing acting for God knows how long. So you got to bite your tongue. You got."
Oh, that is crazy because I remember like being in Globalized as well because that was the very first show. Well, one of the first shows I did at Chicken Shed, and I remember I really couldn't perform as well just because I was ill. But this is way before I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and I know we're getting a bit off topic, but it's kind of
that's all right because it connects with how it is as an industry point of view, and still having the disability, how far we've come. You see what I'm saying? So like. I'm still, like I said, I'm breaking barriers when it comes to culture, classism as well. Because remember, I'm from a working class South Londoner. I'm okay. I say to people, I'm a Cockney Caribbean girl. And I'm proud of it. If someone said toad in the hole, yeah, I wouldn't think of an actual toad who's actually stuck in the hole. I'll think of food. I'm not, well, other people think the other this definition of it. I'm like, no.
Oh, that's so funny, actually, because that's the thing. Toad in the hole is very confusing, really, because everyone just thinks it's a bit different. I know I always find it confusing. But that's a really good way to put it. But then also with like addition to that, it's really interesting how you put out with like stigma and then people trying not to help really, and then also people who don't have disabilities, they don't understand you. One example of this was one of my friends in my class. I won't say her name for privacy reasons, but
oh, that's the same thing I did. What do you think I did 5 minutes ago? I made sure I didn't say no teachers' names, didn't say none of the team thingies, the ensembles, or the one young lady who was being a right, if I can say that, sorry. She got on my nerves. I need to fight with her. But that's why I need to excuses.
So with my friend, she used to do, because she's also autistic, because there's always this thing that she did, stimming. Yeah, stimming. So she used to stim when she feels nervous about a big group. She would just like rock and just mumble like, and then the teachers will be like, "Stop, you're distracting." And I looked and I thought, excuse me, why are you talking like that? I mean, no disrespect to the teachers, and I know they were trying to do the best, but like I just like say to myself, how could you say to a pupil like that? And then a few of my classmates who weren't disabled, they actually said, no, you're just distracting everybody and you need to sit still. And I thought, excuse me, that is a really big no-go. And she had a go. She really like stood up for herself, really. She said, you can't tell me what to do just because I'm epileptic and because I can't help it. And this is the very sad thing about it, because we still got a long way to go, really. And it's just a shame, really, that no one would just accept for being people
except what they have. It's like what it is, there's a lot of pessimism within people. So the stigma, pessimism going hand in hand, a very bad hand, with people with hidden disabilities and who have a habitual pattern as well. When you talk about the rocking thing and everything like that, I can work with that. I'd be like, oh, wait, you rock and rolling, yeah. Like literally, I think because of my element of comedy, I can easily just tune in with them. And be like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, all right. You want some water? All right, then come take some of this. All right, cool. That kind of thing. And literally, and I just get on with it. But with a lot of people, which I'm glad you did pick up on, they still have that ignorance where it's like, I'm right, you're wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm still right. I'm still hold on, what kind of Matilda film is this? Hold on. Like, we're just don't make me go get a book and go and whack it on your head. Like, I'm just them big ones. What are they called again? Encyclopedias. Yeah, come on, give them some encyclopedias and go cyclone on your head.
People do stand up for themselves as well. And I just always think, if you stand up for yourself, good for you, because
Yes.
it's very brave of them to do that, really.
It is really tough though, because like I said, back in the bad experiences, don't get me wrong, there's been good and bad. There's always yin and yang, with every place you go to, every walks of life. But in particular, at Chicken Shed, I remember those literally it's only a few people, and they made a huge impact in a bad way where they were like being controlling, manipulative, bossy, you name it, every name under the sun, female dog, kind of when they're the female, they're barking up the wrong tree. I was thinking, who are you barking at? Kind of thing. Remember that's two chicken bones in your freaking head. Yeah, I would listen, I will not play it. And again, they're going, you're not from here, are you? What South are you from? I said, I'm from the real gates of the South. I'm trying to tell you, I can come up here with my cousins, my mates, my pets, my this, my that, my siblings, and we win and we'll go back home, eat some rice and peas and chicken. But you guys can't come down to South London and still carry like that because you know what time it is. But like if you look at the history between South and East, I'm rather than areas now, we're very loud, we're very boisterous, but in a good way because we're proud of where we come from. And when you add culture into it as well, so I'm originally, like I said, originally a Lambeth Brixton girl. Look how many writers have been around there from before my mum was even born. You know what I'm saying? Like we still carry that flag, but North London is kind of a bit lagging behind. It's a bit like a DVD like you bought from a bootleg. It's like what huh? Like as soon as you go past like Cricklewoods, Kilburn, you're like, wait, where's the Jamaican shops? Where's the what? I can't get a patty. What do you mean just Turkish kebab and just Greek cakes? Even though it tastes nice, I ain't gonna lie. But fish and chips, I like that. But where's the other good stuff? You know what I mean? Like, so you go
Oh,
beyond that point, you're like, yeah, there's none of me. Yeah. So South London, we're more diverse. And oh, what's the other word? Inclusion. Yeah, we have more inclusion. We include you with a doggy bag as well. We'll let you take that as well. Yeah.
oh, that's really good though, because inclusion is the most important word, really, and it does
That's
play a
right.
part in people's lives, really. Because I never heard of the word conclusion until I was 19, and
Oh, did you say conclusion or inclusion?
inclusion. Yeah, I never heard of the word inclusion until I was 19, and
Yeah.
I just think, wow, how did I miss this? Like,
As I say, we've used that word a long time ago. We know what is we didn't use the word inclusion. We say come on in, it's getting cold. Or when we say inclusive, we used to say that a lot. And then it started becoming like a trend. I'm like, why is it trending now on Twitter? What's going on? So what a little bird like Twitter tweet, yeah, have to go on like tweet this to make you guys understand. Like what we're trying to fight for. You know what I'm saying?
oh no, it is trending on social media because I know that
Yeah,
some people with epilepsy use it, but mostly autistic people use it as well on social media because it's like a really
yeah.
big thing at the moment.
Yeah, that's what my brothers were saying as well. Because one of my brothers is 22 and the other one's 13. So he's going through his teenage adolescence. So he's got autism and ADHD, while the other one's just autistic. So I called him Ice and Fire, you know. So yeah, because one of them's cool, the other one's more, So it's like, all right. It's more,
Oh no, that's like when it's siblings. Really, sometimes some of them like really can't, but then everyone's like really wild. Really, I know someone who's the second youngest of four children, and it's
oh
manic.
man. I make a joke that I say this one line. I go, in my house, it contains autistic, epileptic, and hectic. That's my mother. I don't know how she handles us. Like really.
Oh, that's really good. I love that term, really. I think I might just have to steal that at some point.
Write it down.
But then also, we'll probably move on because you've done something very incredible on your YouTube channel since you started your epilepsy campaign, which is called Purple Today, Black Tomorrow, which
That's
I
right.
recently watched. And I cannot stress this enough. I would really highly recommend watching the video. It was really inspiring. And you were going so deep into your experiences with epilepsy, as well as talking about your recent brain operation that you went through.
It's been 8.5 months since I had the brain operation. I'm not sure if I need to start here. Had a minute to change screens. I'm using tablet right now. So yeah, up here, my hair's grown though, but which is nice. Woo. Yeah. So had that, but it's still internally. I'm still going through the healing process. Especially during these surreal times of like the COVID and stuff. I can't believe August 2020, I had a brain operation in Harley Street, and it's just like, and I'm alive. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a minor stroke after the brain operation as well. So that's why I'm not spoiling it, but you'll see that my face on the elements of that video is slightly kind of it's a contortion, like where you got one side looking like this, the other one looking like normal.
Yeah.
It's because of the minor stroke, and I was warned about that. Me and my mum were warned before we signed the thing to say they can operate me, but it's tough. And I'm still healing now. Having epilepsy for 20, nearly all my life, 29, 28 years, it's hard. It's when people say, "Oh, how do you feel now?" I feel weird. It's very hard to explain because I still have epileptic seizures now, but not complex partial ones. I have absent ones. So where literally I could be like this, and be like, and I'm like, "Oh, what was that?" kind of thing. So it's still happening. That I'm still taking medication, still get my neurological reviews from hospital. I'm I'm going to be put back on the neuropsychiatrist list because I have to talk to somebody, get things out in the head kind of thing, because emotionally, mentally, it is really frustrating when you can't meet your friends, you can't go anywhere. When I had my birthday celebration, I couldn't invite everybody, you know. I would want you to come around and get yourself a nice doggy bag that we do down here in South London. Like, we don't muck about. We'll literally we'll feed you cake, crisps, friggin' hot food, everything. It'll feel like you went into a buffet. Get you some Pepsi and Coca-Cola. There you go. No sponsorship, but yeah, get you some Sprite or something.
I know that I love really when I have like alcoholic drinks, but I don't really drink much because with epilepsy it's really difficult because sometimes if you get drunk it can put you in a dangerous situation. But I know with vodka and Coke, that is perfect.
And the thing is, I couldn't even drink on my birthday. That's the thing. I couldn't, like, to be fair, I haven't, even before the operation, that I didn't drink, so that's why I think my body's kind of reacting differently. I'm going from chunky to Miss Lovely, like over here, like if you see this here, it's becoming a bit more like that. Yeah, well, not Tudors, but yeah, a bit more. I'm going back to size like 14. I'm going, oh, what's going on? So every day I'm before I go sleep, I'm praying that that my pair of breast grow as well. I'll be like, can they please be a size that I can go on the bus for free with, on a train. If you lose your Oyster card, you'd be like, hi, I lost them. Yeah, I just sorry about that. You know what I mean? Like, just, I need to walk through the barrier. Like, oh, here you go, madam. Yes.
Oh, that's just like crazy. But then with your brain operation, did it inspire you to do the campaign, or did you actually wanted to do the campaign for such a long time?
Well, I did for a long time, but it was how to do it, because what it includes is not just the fact of being epileptic, because there's a line that I say in there. It says disability may have no color, but if you add black in it, it will get people talking. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, it's crazy though, because I know that there's a lot of celebrities out there. They feel worried about opening up because of their epilepsy. And I recently found out the other day that Elton John has epilepsy. But
yeah, I found out as well. I found out him, and then Prince, God rest his soul, he had epilepsy. And is it Danny Glover, the actor?
Really? EastEnders Danny Glover. Oh my
god. No. I'm talking about the Lethal Weapon 1 and 2, the black guy in America.
Oh yeah. They're coming to America. Yeah.
Yeah. And then who else? There's a couple other people. legends out there who have epilepsy. And I was like, oh my God. So with that being said, even though they're people, I'm not putting them on a pedestal, but they are human beings who have the same thing that I do, and they have succeeded in their careers, and they're still going. The ones who are still alive, anyway, still doing their thing, you know. But there are other people, say in the world of comedy, there's only been white comedians, who are disabled, who are either cerebral palsy, like Lost Voice guy. I did a gig with him, well, two gigs actually, with him, online and stuff. I think he's amazing. He's hilarious. And I remember on that lineup, I was the only black person there. And everybody else was either white, Greek, Turkish, European, basically. Or no, sorry, one Asian, one Indian, and I was the only black one there. And I was just like, okay, I've got to do something. And this was like, I think 4 months after the brain operation, where my brain was working a bit more, like Big Ben clock. And I was thinking, I've got to do something here. This ain't right. I've got to be heard. That's what I'm looking for. That word, I've got to be heard. Because if I don't say it, then who else? Who will? Who will say something? You see? So then I told my brother. My brother helped me out to structure the thing because I'm dyslexic as well. So I'm not really good at writing things down. So my brother helped me with that. Even though he's autistic, he is intelligent. And then I called up Jack, who we both know from Chicken Shed.
Yeah, Jack Hoskins, yeah.
Yeah, to do the narration because he has that voice that where you do want to hear him. Anybody in this world, he has that voice where you want to hear him. You want to literally tune in. So you'll hear him in the intro and the outro, and he says really important, significant stuff, whilst I do the rest in between, and then let the pictures say something, because they say that pictures 1,000 words, and all thanks to them two, my brother and Jack, we made something. And we didn't have to rely, I mean, again, not being cheeky, we didn't have to rely on Chicken Shed holding our hands, giving us the acceptance. Oh, you can do this tomorrow. You can do it, da, 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 da. No, we just do it ourselves, especially during these surreal times of lockdowns and the COVID going on, the pandemic. It gave all three of us a peace of mind for a moment on doing that, and I'm still to this day, like even after we're going to Zoom, I've got to send the video over to many more people, campaigners, charities, Epilepsy Action, who have contacted me as well. I'm so amazed with that. And other well-known famous faces who I've probably met when I was younger, or ones who I haven't met, who have family members who have epilepsy.
Like, to be honest though, I mean, this video, it deserves a lot more attention because when I looked at it before the interview, as of like May, it's still about nearly at 500 views, but I think you can do more than that, really, because it does need to be higher than 500 views because the campaign
Definitely.
deserves to be
5
heard.
million. I'm trying to reach up there to start. I'm trying to reach.
Oh, like imagine if you could go up to 5 million with the video. I mean, it'll be absolutely amazing because not only it will just break the stigma, but it will break like the stereotypes of epilepsy as well, especially within the Black community.
Exactly. Thank you. Because what I'm trying to do now is the fact that I'm trying to get people talking, trying to get them to talk about it, break that ice barrier that was made generations ago. So like my grandma's times, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially in the Caribbean, we still do have that kind of, oh no, you're sick. Oh no, you're bad. No, man, what with you? Kind of, we still have that, It's and it's sad, but we have to, like I said, that's why I said knowledge and education has no age. The same with comedy has no age. Everyone can still laugh and learn at the same time and grow.
I know that you've talked so much within the UK entertainment industry, but looking at it, how has the UK entertainment industry increased your confidence?
Oh, that's a good one. It's done that. It's done a sort of like a tidal wave, like a yo-yo. 1 minute it's pushed me down because when you're a comedian, you go on stage. If you ain't done well, I mean, you just really, you feel like it's a bad day for life. But when it's a good day, you're like, oh, I can do this now. I'm breaking the barriers now. And then now that I'm part of a group associated with the British Film Institution, as known as BFI, which is along the riverside in central London, um, it feels like you've got people that it's a support group who are in the industry as well as actors, producers, and directors. So that's a good thing as well. And even Jack's part of that as well. So you can ask him how it's like. It's really influential because people are being heard about within their circumstance, their story, and being in the industry, how it's like being different in the industry. So it gets more people talking and getting them connected, which is a very good thing. So with things like that of being connected, it's like when people say, "Oh, network, just go network." It's not easy just to network, especially when you have a disability. It's about one having that confidence, being comfortable who you're talking to, and stuff, and then get the ball rolling. It takes time.
Well, it definitely does
I've
take
learned
time.
recently, take one step at a time. And I was like, oh god, like I was just like, I learned my lesson. I was like, oh great, like, jeez, man. Because the thing is, I had that internal like, I'm not saying I'm childish, but I had that inner child where I'm like, I want it now. What do you mean? No, like life's too short. I'm gonna be 3 decades now old. Like I just want it now. And then all of a sudden, I learned over the last couple of weeks, take one step at a time. No, that kind of thing. Look after yourself. Stay healthy first. Health matters before anything else. I'm like, it's true, but I want it now.
And I know jumping into that really, but what do you think the comedy industry within the entertainment industry should include more black comedians as well as epileptic comedians as well? Because I know with you talking about that just now, Dominique, it's always like good to include more. So how do you think more needs to be done?
Well, the thing is, I think, me personally, from my perspective, it all starts at home. What I mean is, like I said, when you heard me represent South London to the fullest, a lot more Caribbean and also African, mostly West African, I assume, like areas like Peckham, will come from here. And if you got East, you got mostly Hackney, that borough there. It's all about first starting from here because you remember. Oh, here's a good thing I should have actually mentioned earlier. There are 3 sides of comedy. There is urban, which is predominantly black. There is mainstream, which is predominantly white and male. And then you've got alternative, which it could be Jewish, could be Asian, could be LGBTQIA++. I'm not sure I missed any other letters. I'm dyslexic. I'm so sorry. Then you've got like I said, Chinese or whatever. The other ones, and disability. Yeah, alternative comedy. So you've got all that in the barrel, and it's all like, whose side getting hurt, da 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 da. But comedy again has no color, has no description, no creed. But because we're in an industry where it's more capitalized and who can make more money from, can make more revenue from this person or that act. It's still new. It's still new to the industry. So even though it's new, it's nice. Give us a chance. Pass me the mic. Give me a spotlight. I took medication 5 minutes ago. Right, come, I'm ready. Kind of thing. Because like I said, it's not about just epilepsy, it's about disability as well. But because mine is hidden, I mean, the only person that also gave me a kick up the backside many years ago, and he's a Paralympian champion, is Ade Adekpane. He gave me that confidence. That's why on my website, you see a picture of me and him at the BAFTA after party back in 2013. And then we'd go, kind of thing, And not people realize that's apple juice and sparkling water in my glass. I go, and he's there in his wheelchair. And I don't make him laugh.
Oh, that's absolutely incredible. And then
also to him, I've got that confidence because I can't think of any other black player from Paralympians who's disabled, does wheelchair basketball, and he got to do the BBC One Ident for years, and he's now become a presenter. He gets to travel the world and get to do stuff for BBC World. So I'm like, if he can do that, I can do that as well. What's going on? Where's my turn? kind
Yeah.
of thing. You see?
Oh, it just gives you a time to shine, really. And then jumping on through that, do you ever consider epilepsy being a hidden disability?
Yeah, it's hidden when the person's okay, if that makes sense. So as you can see right now, you'd never think that I have a disability at all, unless I break down and have a seizure or something, and you'll see, I don't know, parademic. That was called those people with the green thingies. What are they called again? I come from hospitals. Thank you.
Paramedics.
I was gonna say pandemics. I see. I'm saying
Oh
things
no,
out of
no,
my
and
brain.
it is confusing too. So paramedics because it's just like the one way, but then they're so hard to spell, really, and then
I
they
know.
sound
I've
the
got my
same.
glasses of shame. Like, yeah, I get lost. So like, I'm but, and then yeah. So parademics. Is that it called? Yeah.
I know. Paramedics.
That's it. Medics. There. Yeah. The DEM. Swap it around. Meds. Med. There
Yeah.
we go. Paramedics. When they come round, if you see them, then you know that I'm epileptic or have some sort of disability. But if you don't see them, you think this is the black girl who loves blue. She's got frigging black top on. It's got black jammies. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, blue one. Sorry. And she's just here, isn't it? She's just a lady, just here with earrings. Like that's what you think of. But when people get to know you, and that's the problem, we lack communication, especially I think mostly here in this country. I say that because of my experience in the United States. They're more louder than South London, well, the whole of Britain, to be fair. But besides World Cup, like they're loud every day. Americans, it's like, whoa, okay, like Mickey Mouse, like kind of, yeah, it's something else. It's different worlds. But what I do love about them is that they have that, like you said earlier, enthusiasm, and they're more optimistic than
Mm.
over here. I think, I think it is. I think because we live in a world, this is only from my perspective, we live in a world of benefits. I break it down to a lot of people. I say, we have a guy called Ben. He is fit, not as in strong, he just fits in our pocket now and then. Whilst in America, they're not treated fair, but they're treated pretty well, but not well enough, meaning welfare. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? They're get goers. Whilst we're more like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just going to lay on my mattress right now on his benefit money. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Rely on the government. Yeah, kind of thing. It's that reliability now. It's that kind of thing at the back of your head saying to you, oh, you can't do it. No, that kind of invisible narcissistic thing behind you, is very
Oh,
pessimistic. It's happened to me. Um, but there's times where I have to reach out to someone, either like a good Samaritans that on the phone or something, and make that emergency call because you have those feelings inside you where you feel like, why am I born here? Why am I living? Why, like, you're asking all these questions, yet so little answers. So you got to literally twist that negativity into a positive motion and get things done. And also at the same time, it's not bad to show your emotions. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely.
We live in that stiff upper lip country, the United Kingdom, God save the Queen. But I feel like a queen sometimes. I'm my mum. Like, what about us? Like, like, what about you? Like, you feel like a queen because you got this Zoom thing going on. You got your YouTube thing happening. Like, you're the queen of YouTube. Like,
Well, I won't consider myself as a queen, really, but I think, to be honest, though, I
why
think it's a
not?
good point. Yeah, like everyone deserves to be a king and queen of something, really, to be honest, even if they're not related to royalty.
I'm gonna tell her to go to the guards now. I'm like, yeah, excuse me. You know what? I'm just saying, yeah, like, yeah. Princess Sarah said that she's not like related to the royal family.
Oh goodness, that was just so epic. I mean, it's always really nice just to have like loads of different things that inspire you and like loads of bits to keep moving because we do need inspiration.
Of course. And it's just like I said, it's bringing on that legacy and keeping it going. That's what it is. Just keep going. People keep giving up when times are hard. Like, let's be real, there are hard times. You know, like again, my birthday was a really hard time for me because I was like, okay, I'm glad I'm turning 30, but this is not what I expected. Why are things not going to what because I had a high expectation. So I'm like, and it felt like low value. But then beyond that sadness and what's called depression,
Yes.
you've got to literally think of, okay, here's the happy part. I'm alive. I've got to do this. I've got to continue sending over my epilepsy campaign video via YouTube, on Twitter, Facebook, and email certain people or agents, you know, who work along or have clients who have epilepsy or family members or something, you know, who know people like that, or like me. You see what I'm saying? So it's just things like that. I mean, it's a miracle, but it's like you got to put the work into it. Like even right now, we're both on Zoom. You know, whoever thought a year ago we'll both be talking on Zoom?
Life is just like a great mystery, really, but it's really always wonderful. Yeah.
It's so spontaneous. Like no one ever expect that. Like I said about the video, no one expected me, my brother, Jack, to actually come back, like literally execute that video so well that people going, what? How did you not make that during these hard times? We made it. Now watch it, enjoy, pass on. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like
oh, but it's always really good though, because technology is such a blessing, really, just to like do all the stuff. And I know that we got like loads of bits, but I've got to do one final question, because I know that one final question I always like give this off with a big bang. What advice would you give to everybody, if it's an individual, a parent, a carer, if they feel doubtful with epilepsy, or if you got someone who wants to make it into the UK entertainment industry and then they're disabled and they could be epileptic or not? What advice would you give them?
Well, you know what? It's kind of like it's kind of like that question. It's like, what would I tell my 20-year-old self or 16-year-old self when I first started? Go for it. Don't be afraid to email either an entertainer if they've got their own email, if they have a personal one, or email their agent or manager if you want to go from that route, the industry route. But if it's society, search for a circle around, whatever you want to call it, a group that you can relate to and they can relate to you. Or if you can't find it and you've tried your hardest, like 1,000%, create your own. Create your own group. But don't be, but I say, when you create your own, don't be shutting people off as well. Being inclusive before it was all fashionable. Inclusive, yes. Or come on in, you know, let people in. So that way you got conversation with people who are disabled or non-disabled, physically or non-physically, or hidden, that they got something to talk about, because like we're doing right now, we can talk till the cows come home, you know, like it's something to talk about, which hasn't been spoken about for the previous generations because of the stigma, you know. I remember when Epilepsy Action also sent that their video a few weeks ago about interviews they've done back in the 50s, 1950s, and how these people with epilepsy in Britain didn't want to be married, didn't want to have children because they were scared that it's hereditary. It's like some sort of disease. And I think to myself, that's not nice. Who taught you that?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, nah. I was like, time to change now then, but it hasn't changed that much, where it's not like perfection, but it's just that thing of getting away that negativity, stigma of just not just epilepsy, but having anything neurological. Could be autism, epilepsy, cerebral palsy, any sort of thing. Could be bipolar, you know, which my auntie has, you know, and she's still working hard, you know, being inspirational for many people here in South London. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, it's a lot, and it's emotional. Like I wanna cry, but if I cry, what's that gonna do? It'll get our emotions, yeah, but I've got to still keep doing things. If I don't keep doing them, then I won't be heard.
And it's always important with voices to be heard as well, because a voice is used for a reason.
Yeah, imagine I said that and she said once, then I got in trouble, and I was like, what? Okay, I was effing and jeffing, but it's because I wasn't heard. For goodness sakes, you know, kind of thing.
Oh no, that's the thing though, because sometimes everyone's born with a reason, and a voice is. I always think that a voice is a powerful instrument, and it's a powerful instrument for a reason, and it's more powerful than learning a musical instrument.
That's a good one. Please write that down.
I will definitely. I'll definitely will write it down. Pass
I'm
on to
like,
you.
I will nick it. Like a record instrument, you know. Like,
Oh no, definitely. I think it's definitely one to pass on. Really, but I'll definitely write that down. Oh, that would be really good. And I think it's absolutely true, really. And Dominique, that's a really good example of this because I know you're such an inspiration to the disability and the Black community as well. Because
yeah.
it's always good just to have more
Oh, not
people
just
in this
that.
one.
Oh, you know what? Also, the reason my name Brighty, Black, disabled, female, working class, and yeah, a do-gooder. Not perfect, but I'm do-gooder. You know, so that's my thing.
Oh,
That's
no,
a handful. I can't believe it. So I'm representing so much, like for the women, I'm representing that for people with disabilities, I'm representing a culture, representing classism, like you know, different like classes. You know, I always tell people from my area in South London, this is the downside now. Oh, I remember saying they were saying to me, "Hey, Dom, Variety, what are you doing down at Mayfair?" Well, I'm fair, and I'm born in May. Uh, and I'm a Londoner. Like, why can't I go down there? You can't go down there. Those people won't like you. They don't sound like us, don't talk like you, don't walk like you. And they don't even have pigeons down there. They have swans. Yeah, I know. It's queen swans. I can't touch them. I feed them though. But I eat more of the bread. You know, but the thing is, but what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to break down that barrier of just because I went to a place where they most talk a bit more like this, you know, and talk a bit more da 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 da. Doesn't mean that I can't be myself and go down there as well and go hello, you know, like it's just
oh,
that's the thing. It's breaking those barriers, classism, you know, the working class, the middle class, and the aristocrats. You see, everyone keeps forgetting those. The you know the bourgeoisie want to be more, you know, political or you know more French. I've met them, and they're human beings. They are they if they get cut, they bleed. You know what I'm saying? They will say ouch. They will cry. You know what I'm saying? They may
no,
call their mums like it.
and then this is like a technical thing as well because in history there was like oh people just have regular blood but the royals have flu blood.
Blue bloods. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy though but it's just like everyone's human at the end of the day really.
Yeah, it's again, it's like Harry Potter did. It? We said to Hermione, "Oh, you filthy mud blood or something like that." I'm like, who they call him? Wait a minute, beat them up, come through them in the face. If they had a character like me in Harry Potter, yeah, it would be a whole different thing. But like, yeah, so Harry Potter and his South friend, yeah, man. So what we doing? Playing the broom, yeah. I mean, my broom different. My broom has like Jamaican colors on there and all sorts. Yeah, man, it has like we got Afro on my broom. Yeah, that's my one. You know,
Oh.
mine has radio speakers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but it's also like really good though because I know with the same case as well. My favorite Harry Potter quote with when Hermione gets her own back, doesn't she? And she calls Draco foul, evil little cockroach. That
It's just
that
a something else I've let us see, yeah, but obviously we can't say that here. But yeah, it's a kids' movie, so we can't.
it's just like one of those things though. But it's true. We do all do need inspiration, really. And it doesn't matter where you come from or what background you are, what
Mm,
type of ability or disability you have. Everyone is the same, and we all have dreams in their own
exactly.
way. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my old man before he died, um, he used to say to me, no matter how rich or poor, they eat, they sleep, they okay, I can't say that word. They poo, they pee, and then they go, they eat, may eat more food than others, but at least they fill their bellies, and then they wake up the next day, just like you. You see what I'm saying? That's how I think I was really young when he said that to me. And I was like, oh, so they're not really these high almighty people who fly or who don't walk on the floor, who go on these Rolls Royce thingies. I call them Royces, Rolls Royces, you know?
I love that. That is so cool.
No, because my old man used to work in the car business, like back in a called Scott, way back in the day. So and he used to do he wasn't just an MOT expert, he was a car expertise. So he used to have things called car saloon where they had like these Rolls Royces, Bentleys and stuff. And he met a lot of inspiring people, actors, models, or you name it. But he just loves his cars, loves car work and stuff. So yeah, like men and motors. It's just like things like that, you know, going down Park Lane and then going, yeah, I'm here. So, and I'm gonna go back to Stockwell Park in South London and be the same person. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
It's just,
definitely.
it's just things like that. So it's a lot of things that we have to do in the industry as well as society, especially here in the capital, as well as other parts of Britain. We have to change that narrative because it's not fair. You know, be it one person gets treated one way either because of the disability, or one person gets treated another way because of their class, or how much their net worth is. I don't care. A net is a net. Are you worthy? I think it's also how you're brought up as well. If your family has a continuous type of behavior, what only it takes one person to stop it,
Oh,
to stop that type of attitude. Going back to Harry Potter, Malfoy family, they're what's called the Aryan. It gives you, when I think of that family, blonde hair, blue eyes, they think they're all that, and I'm going, you know what? If you're sleeping, I'm gonna put some brunette or some Alban hair dye in your sleep and see what happens then. Like we're gonna
oh, well, well, Dominique, it was wonderful to talk to you, and thank you so much for coming on today, and thank you for sharing your positive enthusiasm and a lot of giggles as well. And then, if you want
yeah,
to
man.
check
I
out,
see, I see your cheeks just glowing. I'm like, yes.
oh,
I
oh, no,
could,
it's definitely good. I mean, we do need lots of good laughter and all of that.
you have to, especially at times like these, you have to.
Oh, if you want to check out Dominique's page, then you have to Google Variety D.
Yeah,
Or
variety space little D, not D-double-E. I'm not no rapper. Like yeah, basically, or check me out on www.varietyd.co.uk, or on social media at Variety D, or Instagram Variety D, and yeah, YouTube. Well, check out YouTube video, Purple Today, Black Tomorrow. It's a really, really, really hard hitting video and just gets people talking.
I know it definitely got me talking about it as well, because hence we wouldn't have this. So it's all really amazing. And yeah, Dominique, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you for coming on, and hopefully take care of yourself and keep on inspiring people.
I'll try to with my old 3 decade self. I can't believe this. Me, help me. Like, I never expected this. I thought 30 would be like 100 years from now. But I mean, I hope I look decent for a 30-year-old. I mean, this is really something. I mean, I'm getting crow's feet right now. This is really no. This, mm-mm.
Oh, oh, but definitely keep inspiring people, and you're never too old, because 30 is a very young age, really. But yeah, oh, so that's thank you, Dominique. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. Yeah, and definitely looking forward to seeing you soon. And hopefully, if you're at another performance as well, I'll come and have a watch and give you support. That was the interview with me and Dominique. I had to switch over from the laptop to over there just because I forgot to finish the outro. But yeah, but like I said before, if you ever want to check out Dominique's website and her YouTube channel, I will leave all the links in the description box down below. And there is also an audio version of the actual podcast, so if you want to have a listen, I will leave the link in the description box down below, but it is going to be different compared to the video version, because I will have to edit some bits in and out and then do different versions of this, but it is going to still be the same thing. But then yeah, anyway guys, I will leave it there, and I will see you tomorrow for another National Epilepsy Week vlog. Take care of yourselves. Bye.